Batman issue 111 sees the giant Scarecrow telling Batman that this is fascinating, seeing the hero try and put it all together, but he fails to see the larger picture, and he is healing the city and teaching it to be better. Batman says that he won't let him win, but Scarecrow knows he is teaching the hero as well. In the present, Peacekeeper 1 tells Miracle Molly to make her goodbyes quick, as he readies to kill the woman. Molly gets Squeak to look her in the eyes, using her cybernetic magic eye she has to spell out Scream, wanting the girl to do just that on her mark. Peacekeeper fires at Molly, but she dodges it, doing the splits as she says that she hasn't worked all the problems out with her eye and this might shatter it, but she's desperate. She attaches a device to Squeak's throat and gets the girl to scream into it, unleashing a huge shockwave that allows the women to escape. Molly tells the magic eye to run diagnostics on Peacekeeper, finding that it's bad since she can't fry his systems with it. Squeak asks what they are going to do, so Molly tells her to run as the gunfire continues. Suddenly, Breaker smashes into Peacekeeper, telling Molly to get the kid to the mine machine while he deals with the rent-a-cop. Molly reassures Squeak that if anyone can break Peacekeeper, it's Breaker. Peacekeeper 1 continues to shoot at Molly, managing to hit her in the side as she finally makes it into the machine room, asking Mr. Wise if he's okay. The man says he's fine, but Molly isn't, noticing her bullet wound. Molly says it's just a graze, but she'll be fine and they need to seal the doors quickly. Squeak says that she doesn't feel too good as it's revealed that she was shot as well. Molly knows they need to get her to a doctor, but Wise knows that if Breaker falls, he doesn't know who could possibly save them. Batman meanwhile arrives with Ghostmaker and Harley Quinn, battling the Magistrate's men. Harley says that no one messes with the Bat family unless they want to get hit with a baseball bat. Ghostmaker says he's beginning to like Quinn, as Batman tells them to focus. Breaker knows that they are all insane as the heroes learn from Oracle the drones in the area are broadcasting this to the news channels all over the city, with the headline being that Batman has sided with the villains, with some speculating mind control among other things. Peacekeeper comes for Batman as Oracle tells Bruce to exploit the damage the villain has taken from Breaker. Batman throws the villain hard into a wall, telling Oracle to help him dismantle his gear while he's down. Molly however comes to see Batman, needing his help since Squeak was shot and there is a dozen Unsanity Collective members hiding along with Mr. Wise, and they need to get out of there fast. Peacekeeper says that no one is going anywhere as Breaker says that he'll hold him off. Molly pleads for Batman to help, so the hero tells Ghostmaker to get the door of the Ghost Stream open since they are evacuating everyone. Peacekeeper continues his assault on Breaker as the people are evacuated to the Ghost Stream. The villain tells his men to get after them, but it's too late as the ship takes off, racing away from the area, leaving Breaker behind. Peacekeeper refuses Simon's orders to stand down, since Mr. Wise and Molly can't be allowed to escape. Simon says that he still has the upper hand and it's time for the grand finale and he knows where to go. Chris Nakano meanwhile addresses the people of Gotham, telling them of how the Magistrate have taken in key members of the Unsanity Collective, and he has assurance from the Magistrate that they have found the location of Scarecrow. He says he's disheartened however to see Batman fighting alongside Scarecrow's forces, and because of this, effective immediately, he is expanding the authority of the Magistrate to dismantle all costume crime and vigilantism in Gotham, swearing to each and every person in Gotham that he will bring peace and order to the city. Squeak meanwhile is tended to by Ghostmaker, who stabilizes the girl as Molly knows that all the Unsanity Collective wanted was to offer people a way to free themselves from the trauma, but people like Saint and Peacekeeper are trying to make that trauma permanent, and they will break the city. Batman tells her that he needs to take care of Scarecrow since his game has gone on long enough. They wonder how he's even able to find the villain, so he reveals he slipped a tracking device into Peacekeeper's suit, and Peacekeeper is currently heading to Arkham Asylum. He knows this is Saint's endgame to get the city on his side, but there is a chance to bring him in first and reveal the truth behind him, and before Nakano can make them a permanent fixture in Gotham. He tells Ghostmaker and Harley to get the Unsanity Collective somewhere safe and out of sight until they can testify against Saint, and how he paid them to do the robberies that started all of this. Ghostmaker knows they can't stay in the air and he can't bring outsiders to the haunt, but luckily Harley knows where they can go. At Arkham Asylum, a Scarecrow watches as Batman arrives, with Simon Saint telling Crane via hologram he certainly knows how to play a city like a fiddle, and his PR team are working on a full package that will sell Gotham on the next phase of their plan. He says he's got the champagne chilling and waiting until after Sean does his big arrest for the cameras, and after Scarecrow is arrested, they'll hire him as a consultant to the Magistrate to prevent future attacks. Crane knows that Simon is so scared since he just pushed one of the largest cities in the country to a level of fear only seen during wartime, and he's waited for this for a long time, so why should he allow Simon Saint to stop him now, since this is the moment they push them even further? Simon quickly tells Sean that Scarecrow has gone rogue and they need to stop him, but it's too late as Scarecrow injects Peacekeeper in the face with all his finger syringes, knowing that this is the highest dosage of fear toxin he has ever administered to someone, and he's curious to see the side effects. He knows he usually would have tried it on himself, but he knows the effects are permanent. But the man doesn't need to worry since he's a doctor. Sean begins seeing things as a monstrous crane tells him that he needs to show the city how strong he is. Mahoney takes off into the asylum screaming as Crane thinks that Simon should have expected this. Simon meanwhile throws up everywhere as he watches his plans fall apart, and Scarecrow begins talking to Batman, knowing it's good he's there since he's been thinking of him over the last few months, hoping that he will stop pretending he's not there since he's upgraded his tech and he can feel Batman's mind and how scared he is. Batman however remains silent, so Scarecrow decides to talk for him, pushing a button on his control panel, causing Batman to fall from the roof and into the lab as Crane says that he never liked the student who used to sit at the back of the class since he can absorb the lesson better when he's closer. The villain confronts the hero, saying that he has a lesson to teach all of Gotham about fear, and Batman gets to be his first pupil. On Devil Skull Island, Ghostmaker's body is found in the wreckage of the island by Icon, who says that his life readings are weak and he needs to administer cardiac assist. The AI shocks his master, but it doesn't have the battery power to do another shock as Ghostmaker's hand goes limp. In Madame Midas's tower, the villains know it cannot be that simple and Ghostmaker cannot be dead, knowing his suit is powerful, asking how many tons was dropped on him. Midas says that 90,000 metric tons were dropped on him, saying the island has brought death to many who have sought to topple her family and its defenses are meant to weaken the person and render all their skills useless. She knows the one with the most resources wins, and perhaps she overreacted by bringing all of the villains there. Razorline knows that he's not dead since he's well acquainted with death and he knows Ghostmaker isn't that. The being regales the group with his origin, saying that over 100 years ago he travelled to the Far East as a student of the strange, seeking adventure through the study of the mind, and he wanted to feel the pleasure of death and see what profane doors opened in his mind. Travelling the entire world, Razorline arrives in an opium den in the South China Sea, where an old British explorer had claimed to have been to Shambhala and he had the Book of Pain, telling Razorline of the sensations and doorways it opened, so the villain kills the explorer for the book. Using the book in every country the man visits, he builds temples of pain, with many thinking him to be a common madman or serial killer, not seeing the ritual behind the houses filled with razor wire and dead bodies, and the people don't feel the ecstasy he feels. Razorline finds it all quite distressing as well, and he thought Ghostmaker was like the rest of the so-called heroes who tried to stand in the way of his work. Razorline confronts the captured Ghostmaker, saying that he has felt such incredible sensations beyond madness with the Book of Pain, and he has trained to push himself past the threshold of what the human nervous system can deliver, and every cut gives him a new pleasure and a new power. Razorline uses his energy power to touch Ghostmaker, telling the villain not to be afraid and appreciate his holy gift. Ghostmaker screams in pain as Razorline says that he just felt the pain of death, hoping it opens his mind, but he thinks he'll turn into a vegetable like the others. Ghostmaker wonders if he wanted to feel death since he's felt it before, freeing himself and grabbing Razorline's throat. Razorline says that the razor wire is cutting Ghostmaker to the bone and his pain should be unbearable, but the hero has spent years training in the library of Shambhala, and Razorline has taken the holy words that he once learned and perverted them for his own madness. Razorline knows that he lies as the hero plunges his sword into the back of the villain. The villain knows he felt nothing from the blade since there was no pain left and he was numb, the source of his power stripped away by a man who knew the power more than a man who has spent his lifetime searching for it and studying it. In the present, Razorline says even now starved for sensation, he can sense the power of pain he has used, and the act Ghostmaker is putting on under the rubble is a trick. Razorline is correct as the hand in the rubble disappears thanks to the glamour wearing off, as Ghostmaker makes it to Midas's tower, ready to confront the villains.